Hello my dear students. As you know, in the previous session of online class, we were completed Indian rivers and water resources chapter. And now today in this session of online class, we are going to start new lesson, food security. Because in between of these lessons like India population, settlements, migration, Rampur, a village economy, globalization, these are the chapters removed from the examination syllabus. Just these are the chapters will be given from the paper 1 in writing of projects only. So today we are going to start food security, 10th chapter of paper 1 syllabus, which comes in the economical background, in the economical conditions. So that we are going to continue in the today's class. I hope all you are completed your fair notes of the previous chapter which we completed in the previous sessions. So let us start food security. What do you mean by food security? You are all the guys preserving, procuring, contributing your energies, your thoughts for the food security. Food security is the very important aspect. If we take the examples for where the below poverty is the people who are suffering to get food, because in overflow after eating what food item will be remain that we are throwing outside, which is not a secured, which means we are not securing the food after eating. Like suppose in the several functions we can see that the food after eating which is remain, that food we are throwing outside in the drain. Will it be mean that we are securing the food? No. It is one of the basic aspect which we are observing daily in our life, in birthday functions, like in the functions, in receptions, in marriages, in several places we can observe that the food wastage is in lot of. But also there are some agencies are like which can purchase the remain food. At present now established, some organizations are established, if in any function food gets remain, that can be collected by that agencies to distribute that food to orphans, to people who do not get sufficient food on times. To such people they will distribute. So it is the main aspect, main theme of this chapter, food security. We have to secure the food. What amount of the food is needed for us, we should prepare such amount food only, no need to prepare more and waste it. So it is the basic phenomenon. But what was happened at the time of independent India, do we have, as we studied agriculture in India, 9th class economic chapter, regarding of that, in 9th class we were studied phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 2 is given for the green revolution, and phase 3 till date what agriculture reformations are going to develop. These are all the aspects we were seeing, which are also we discussed in the previous class in 9th class, like after independent India, how food grains and how food productivity was developed. So that was here also remembered. Let us see in the pre-independent India, famines, situations of the extreme security of food were a common cause of large scale starvation deaths. which means at the time of independent India, there are the several people who were caused deaths just because of lack of food. There is no availability of the food. There is no, the people after the independent India, there is no sufficient amount of the food is available in our country, and without eating anything, by spending 15 to 20 days, 30 days, somebody just by drinking water 3 months, they lost their lives. The starvation, this was the massive procedure where the people, just because of the lack of food, they were lost their lives. These are the situations were held at that time. The Bengal famines, which one of the example is given here, the Bengal famines in 1943-45, for example, took about the 3 to 5 million people's lives in around Bengal, Assam and Odisha. Read the following. So, see here. In 1947 we got independence. Before 1947, 1943 to in between of the 1943 to 45, the situation was caused in the Bengal, because there are the massive amount of the protests were started in the Bengal also. The separation of the Bengal, the movements which are led several in the 1920, 1921 in the Bengal, these all are also one of the main important causes which we can see, where the famine was experienced in the 1943 to 45 in the Bengal. So what is the famine situation and what was happened, what little bit story was given, let us we see. I was the oldest among my siblings, which means he was the oldest among his brothers and sisters. I used to work to survive. I worked as a daily labor. At that time, I left my father in the village and took my brothers and sisters to Kolkata. They only had some flour available as food. Just only they have just some of the flour. Flour means pindi. They have just a little bit flour that they carried, which can they eat just one day only. And they went to Kolkata in the search of employment. We went wherever food was distributed. I saw many people suffering in the streets of Kolkata. I saw mothers carrying their sons in their arms who were actually dead. The mothers carrying their sons in their lap who were actually dead due to lack of food. Due to lack of food, actually their sons are dead, but again they are hoping that to rise their sons, to get up my son, they are saying. So that was the famine, the very tragically the situation which was in the 1943 to 45 in the Kolkata, where this family was went and shifted to Kolkata in the search of employment. There they were observed it. There are the several mothers whose children are already expired, died due to lack of food. There is no food. The mothers cannot feed their children with their milk. So mothers cannot have energy to arise their sons. The mothers, they do not have any food items to make them to eat their sons. So this was the situation. Already whose children are died, who are the age of 1 year, 2 years, very little bit aged people, the young babies, they died, and to them they are making to rise up. So that situations were observed by this person. But the mothers were still sprinkling them with the water, trying to revive the children. So I saw many things. People ate grass, snakes. I lost 2 sisters and brothers, which means moreover he also lost his brothers and sisters, which means there is no more options they have available to get to feed anything, to make them to alive, to get them to get them the energy. So there is no more options are left here in front of that situations where the 1943 and 40 in between of the 1943 to 45 what famines they were experiencing. So which means before 1947 what we were realized like national movement 1 phase 1, national movement phase 2, these are all the situations which are caused due to lack of food items only. It means then how it was developed, which we have to recall with what we studied in the 9th class. Food agriculture in India, how it was developed in the 3 stages. So that was also one of the aspects to eradicate this. How these situations are eradicated by that process, we can say that. And so the person who was shifted to Kolkata, he saw the situational demandings which he was observed in that situations. And these are the people who are farmers, agriculturists. They are not beggars, so they did not even know how to beg. They have huge self-respect. When they came, they just sat on the pavements and they died there. And when that picture hit the people of Kolkata, at that point suddenly everyone understood the scale of the disaster, which means it is also one of the disaster. So where the famines, lot of amount of the famines, so a big tragedy, which is also one of the hazardous situation where the famines were caused, not getting anything to eat, just because due to without eating anything or not getting anything to feed their self, in this situation only who are lost their lives. That is also one of the disaster. It is one of the it is declared as national disaster at that time. The famines which are caused a lot of deaths, it is declared at that time the natural disaster. There have been instances in Indian history where the famines happened because food grain supply was not organized by the rulers. This could have been arranged from the stocks, or the supplies could have been brought from other regions. By the time of India's independence, governments started evolving various systems to ensure food grains for these people. Ration shops where people go and buy food grains at the subsidized prices. Midday meals that many of you have been eating. Anganwadis where young children are taken care of, including meals during the day are some ways in which the government today ensuring food security, which means compared to 1943 to 45 and 47 what situations we were experiencing by this chapter. At present we are having the several welfare schemes, several welfare facilities which are providing by the ruling governments. As examples, midday meal schemes where the sufficient and nutritious food is providing in the schools, in hostels, in all the government organizations. And also another aspect where the people will get rations to the very cheap price, which are known as public distribution shops, ration shops we will call. All the white ration card holders will get rice to very less price in that shops. This is also one of the facility which was provided by the government. And several other aspects like Antyodaya, Annapurna, these are the card holders also will get rice in the special quantity which was provided and which was prescribed, which was issued by the governments. So these are the aspects which are procuring food security. The first section will focus on the issues of the overall food security, the issue of the production and availability of food for the country as a whole. The second section would discuss the access people have, how does one ensure that the available food reaches people. Finally, we need to look at the nutrition levels among the families to know whether these schemes and methods are effective. So what it was saying here, finally we need to look at the nutrition level among the families to know whether these schemes and methods are efficient, which means one person the person who was living in the rural area, he needs 2100 kilocalories. The person who was living in the urban area, 2300 kilocalories he needed. That we studied in the previous classes. But here the what welfare schemes are providing food facilities to the people, and are that meeting their nutritional needs in their body? That is also one of the observation. So food security of the country, what is the food security of the country? Producing the sufficient amount of food grains is an important requirement for the food security. In India, for example, it means the government creates conditions so that the farmers are able to produce the increasing amount of the food grains. Examine the graph 1 and fill in the blanks for knowing the value at each point. You can use a scale to know the exact amount of the axis. See here, the food grains production has grown over the period 1970-71 to 2011. Paddy production increased from about 40 million tons in 1970-71 to about 6 tons in the 2010-11. Another important food crop that witnessed rapid increase in the production during this 40 years period was wheat. According to chart, the food crop is wheat. Compared to paddy and wheat, the production of the jowar did not increase during the 1970 and 2011. This could be due to dry land and less agricultural productivity. Wherever the dry land can be found in that regions, these are the food grains will not be increased. So we know that the area under the cultivation has been roughly unchanged since the last few decades. Yield then becomes and carried and variable. Look at the graph 2. In order to increase the per hectare yield of crops, necessary inputs have to be provided in a judicious manner. One way is to expand irrigation but use water in a manner that this vital resource is shared and made available to all. The crops with low yields indicate in the graphs 2 mostly grown in the dry lands where the present and even future possibilities of the irrigation is mining. Planting drugs and resistance crops as per the local conditions. Water harvesting and crop rotation are therefore used to raise production on the given piece of land. It is also important to ensure that soil and other natural resources are not damaged or depleted in the process. Some scientists and people working in the field of the agriculture report that the way rice and wheat are cultivated in India by intensive and unscientific applications of the chemical fertilizers and insecticides have led to continuous but unsustainable increase in the yield levels. In fact, these methods have led to soil degradation and depletion of groundwater resources. If this continues, we may soon come to a situation that yields starts falling rather than going up, which means a person who is producing in 1 acre 10 quintals, 15 quintals, the yield was encouraged by using the fertilizers, pesticides, chemicals. By using these all the things, the crop was developed and a high yield of the varieties were seen, and where in previous times in 1 acre 10 to 15 quintals were produced, now 40 to 60 quintals are produced. So these are the changes which are food productivity was increased, where the food corporations are purchased and kept as its buffer stocks, that we will study in the upcoming passages. Availability of the food grains we will continue in the next session of the online class. You have to write keywords of this chapter and prepare some 1 mark questions also, and which 1 mark questions are given in this lesson, that all you have to write. Which 1 mark questions are given in this chapter, that all 1 mark questions you have to write, because we were away from the 5-6 chapters from the paper 1 syllabus, so that is why we have to attend all the 1 mark questions. There is no exception in writing of the 1 mark question. You have to write keywords and all 1 mark questions, then after improve your learning, it will be continued in the next session of the online class. Thank you.